Hello, Dustin. This is Jennifer Bone, one of the reference librarians at Swick Library, and this is going to be a tour of our resources that you can access online through Swick Library, and I'm going to show you where they live and how they work and how they can add to your speeches this semester. To get to the library webpage, you can start by just going to swick.edu. After going to this page, you can hover over Student Services, and you'll see Library in the drop-down list. Once you get to the library page, you'll see the picture of the student at the top of the page. Underneath, you'll see a little blue ribbon that has our hours and our location, also our contact us link. And beneath that, you will scroll down and you'll come across a blue rectangle. This is what we call our search widget, and all of our search tools for all the resources live in this compact box. You'll see that on the search widget, you have 3 tabs that go across the top, depending on what you're looking for. So if we decide to start by looking up articles on your topic, you can stay on this tab, and you'll see that there's a search box where you can type in any term you might need. Underneath the search box, you'll see that there are 4 different little dots that you can fill in as you go through your search. Think of these as shopping malls where you can search for different articles about your topic. It makes a lot of sense to try your topics in all 4 of these, since all 4 of these research databases, which is what we call them, have access to different journals, magazines, and newspapers. We'll start by going to the selected EBSCO, and what this means is EBSCO is kind of like the name of the mall, like St. Clair Square. There's no store called that, but there's just different stores inside. When we have you start searching in EBSCOhost, we have you start searching our 3 biggest collections, like Sears, JCPenney's, and Macy's, but there are additional collections in there as well. We'll type your topic in, ostrich, and we'll click go. You'll see it opens up a new tab to look in this particular resource. I'm going to make the screen just a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. You'll see EBSCOhost is the name of this product located at the top. Here is your search term right here, and there was a total of 5,500 items that came up with the term ostrich. Now if you were looking for ostriches, you can always put a little star at the end, and that kind of gives a wildcard to command to it, which means it's going to look for anything that has ostrich or ostriches. So just keep that as a tool. So if you were looking for something like ostrich farm, and you might want to say, well, maybe ostrich farming would work as well. If you put that star there, it will truncate it and kind of look for all the versions of farm for you. So you'll see all of your results come below in the results list. You'll see the total number of results is right here at the top. Each entry has a title after the number. Then underneath that, you're going to see authors. You'll see the date of publication. You'll see any additional citation information. And then for some articles, you'll actually have a direct link to the actual publication. So this one has 2 links, and the difference is the HTML link will just show you a web page. The PDF is always the better one to use if it's an option, just because you'll get to see how it was when it was published, and you'll see it look like this. Now what's really great about having full text access to the article is that you can read it immediately. If you decide you'd like to use this or keep it so you can refer back to it as you work on your speech, you'll see that in the black ribbon across the top, if you're using Google Chrome, you can download the button right here. If you're using Firefox, like on a Mac or a PC, the download button is in a little different location, but it should still be very visible on this screen. On the right-hand side, you will see there are toolbars. If you want to save to the cloud, you have the cloud space on OneDrive. You just have to log in with your Swick credentials. You might have a Google Cloud. I like to email articles to myself. One reason being is that you can send it to any email address, and then it will also write your citation for you. So if you're using MLA citation style, I'm going to uncheck the HTML version and just send the PDF version, and then I can click send. When I'm done, it will come with my citation already written and the article attached. I'm going to cancel out of here. If I choose just to download it to my laptop, know that you can click on this yellow piece of paper on the right, and it will give you all the different citation styles. You can come down to MLA and copy and paste this into your document. So it's just quick and easy. If I go back to my results list, Other things that you can do if you only want the entries that have the full text article attached, because this is just like a shopping mall in this particular database where sometimes they don't have things in your size and you have to ask them to send it from another store. We can get any of the articles that you find, but they're not all one click away. If you only want the ones that are one click away, on the left-hand side, you can say, I'd like to limit to only the ones that have the full text attached. So you can check that box there. You'll also see your date range listed right here. So the timeline for the articles in here, which are 336 articles, the oldest is from 1876. If you want to see the oldest one, you can come over here to where the relevance dropdown is. This is how your results are sorted. Right now it's a relevance sort and it's trying to match what we've typed in. If I want the oldest article in here, I can select date oldest. If I want the newest at the top, I can select date newest. So know that those are all options that you can use to kind of manipulate the results that have come up. If I want to just look at articles from the past 20 years, I can do 2004. It looks like the most recent is from 2023. And then I can look that there's 184 articles now that deal with that particular topic. Also, another thing that's nice to look at is if you click on any of the titles, you can see a little summary of the article right here. So you don't have to read the entire article. The summary is tucked in this abstract section right here. And also the articles come with subject terms. These are like hashtags in a TikTok, and you can click on any of these to find additional articles. If I click on ostriches, it'll do a search for that particular term that's actually labeled behind these articles. And then if I also want to kind of add terms like and meat and United States, I can do that type of search, and then it will give me 13 articles. I will need to reset my limits on the left-hand side, but that's very easy to do. So just know that anything you're looking for, if you find one and you think, oh, I'd really like to get my hands on this particular article, you can email it to me. So you can click on the title and you can click on the email button. When you click email, just put in my email address, which I know you already have. There's no place for a message, but we get these from students frequently. So just make sure that you put in your email address up here at the top, just so I know who's sending it, or else it'll just say the company sent it to me and I won't know who sent it. So just make sure that you put your information in here, right here. Now, one other trick that I found with your particular topic, I'm going to go back to the front page, is like I mentioned before, the different collections that you can search in. You can come up here to choose databases, and what that allows you to do is to look at all of the collections we have in here. So these, like I said, are Sears, JCPenney's, and Macy's. I believe that ostrich farming is a good business, so I took a chance and looked at the Business Source Elite and added that collection as well. And then I could rerun the search and it would actually add additional ones. So I did, I think my search was ostrich farm, and I think I got some really good results there by having that. I also did different things like ostrich egg and things like that. Now, there are going to be a lot of scientists in here who are trying to write about ostrich eggs. There's going to be history articles, so you might not find all the articles that you're looking for in this particular database, but know that you'll be able to find some which might be able to help you out. So just keep in mind, if you want to add terms, one of the tips is to add the word ostrich, and if you wanted to do meat or feathers, you can try it with the and, without the and. It's always an adventure to see how the database works, and it's trying to connect you with those particular items. So just keep that in mind and be aware of your time frame over here on the left. So that's our EBSCO database. The next one we want to look at is this one called JSTOR. When you move your dot, it erases the term that you have in there because it's going to a new location to search. So you can just type your term in again. JSTOR stands for Journal Storage, and it goes, it's pretty in-depth and goes pretty far back. When you do your search, you will see that it's actually at the top pulling some pictures for you. And then you'll see the total number of results, 25,000. And you'll see that the date of publication is going to be right here underneath. So this is the title. You'll see that it's a journal article, the author, and where it was published. So you'll see some of these are fairly recent. Some of them might go way far back. So just keep that in mind, that this particular database has even more history than the previous database. So here's an article from 1926 and things like that. I did do a search for ostrich farm in here, and I think I got some from the 1800s. I also used that little wildcard symbol with the star. And then I looked at what came up here for that particular topic. And all of these are available. So here's ostrich farming in Australia from 1909. But please know that you're going to find some things that are quite old in here, but that could be helpful, that you might have not seen before. So here's ostrich farming in California from 1889. So that is going to be a little bit older. This one looks like a promising ostrich farm in the Midwest. That might be something that you're like, that's me. But please note that this is in world literature today. This is just a collection of 3 poems. Here's one, ostrich farming as an industry, but know that this is from 1905. So some of these seem like they would work really well, but just be aware of the date. But you might be able to talk about how this industry has lasted a very long time, that it's ancient, and that's things that people your audience might not know. So just keep that in mind. This one, if I wanted to download it and look at it, the easiest way to do that is to click on the download button and just read through it. As I look at it right here, there's the opening page, and then here is the article right here. Now this journal, Scientific American, is still published today, so it is a very relevant journal that's still out there. We can get a subscription at the library, and we do. Not back to 1910, but know that that is an available option. So you'll see all of that is right there. To keep it with you, you can just do the download button right here. If you needed the citation for it, you'll see that the cite button is right here. Now, one thing that I felt that was really valuable to share is on the left-hand side when it's looking at content type. If you just wanted journal articles, you can check that box. If you just wanted book chapters, you can check that box. There's also research reports. There's primary source content, which would be original content from books or serials about your topic. You can set your date range. So if you don't want things from the 1895, you can say, I only want things from the past 20 years, which might be more applicable to part of your speech. And then down underneath, there's the section called subject. And you'll see in this section, there's going to be several different areas, and these are the subject areas where these ostrich articles are coming from. So if you want to look at the agriculture area, there are 20 articles that are from this section of journal and books that are kind of labeled agriculture, so you could look at those. If you wanted to go down and say, well, I'd like to look at the ostrich articles in the business area, you can select business. You'll see that that limit is set right here at the top, and now we have gone down to 276 that are talking about the different ostrich farming. To add on to that, if I say, well, I just want the articles within the past 20 years, I can do that, click apply, and then I have 14 results that are discussing that. So just keep that in mind, that that's a way to do some limiting in here and kind of browse around. This one was surprisingly had a lot on ostrich farming that was really from the late 1800s, early 1900s, which I thought was really fascinating. I'm going to end this video here, and I'll show you our 2 other sources in the next video.